What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. We just checked out Billie's new title track for their second mini-album, The Collective Soul and Unconscious Chapter 1. We're going to check out the other 4 songs here. I did want to elaborate on something I said because I realized I didn't elaborate on it in the last video. I mentioned that there was noise in the outro section, or actually I think it was the bridge, and I didn't want anybody to take that negatively. There's a tool that's used all over music. It's just a white noise. It's kind of like a shush sound, and they'll raise the pitch, lower the pitch. It's used in transitions a lot. So the reason why I pointed it out is because it did accentuate the other things about the mix that I ended up talking about the mixing and mastering of that song. So nothing wrong. It sounded great in the song, the effect it had, but I realized I didn't go back and explain myself, so didn't want you guys to think that I was calling it noisy. It was just that noise effect accentuated that high end that I ended up talking about at the end. So all right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna listen to the final 4 songs. I really enjoyed that title track. I had some issues with the mix, but we'll see if the other songs follow suit. All right, so next up is going to be Assign Anonymous. Let's go. We're also watching the official topic version so that Billlie gets the view. And it also means there's no lyrics. Oof. It's a vibe, and that's the sound we were expecting them to evolve to. And they're very good at it. Ooh, I love the harmonizing with the synthesizer. Yeah, it's a vibe. Okay, we're gonna pause here before we get in the second verse. Yes, so it's it doesn't have the distortion issue, the breaking apart that Ginga Minga Yo has in the production, but it is an interesting take on their vocals. Like, there's a lot of things going on in the high mid-range all the way up to the highs. There's a noise effect going on back there, which is fine. It's for vibe. And their vocals have a lot of reverb on them, which isn't a bad thing. It's meant to obviously to create an effect up there. And then there's a nice bubbly bass on the bottom, but there's not a lot going on in the mid-range. So it seems like this is just the concept or the take they have on this particular album, at least so far. I don't know. I know there's different producers working on different songs and writing different songs, but I don't know how it works in K-pop in general, if the labels have like a set engineer that comes in, because producers come in, they put the songs together, but then they still have mixing engineers that put the final mix together, probably along with the producers at their side. Or do the producers do everything, right? Like there's different parts of a team that puts these albums together in music in general, but I don't know how that works in K-pop, right? But they definitely have a vision in mind, but it's just an interesting one because I feel like this could hit even more if it just had some more warmth in the middle. But it's a vibe, and it's a really cool song so far. Let's go back a little bit and let that second verse vibe in. And yeah, I'm cranking this all the way up to 2 or 3 o'clock and it doesn't break up, so. It's a very shimmery effect they're going for, essentially. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm gonna say something, but I'm gonna pause here. Something that just hit me, and when she said, I think she said 11. There's something really cool about Billlie. So we've talked about, actually, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but the concepts, right? Like, I don't normally pay attention to lore and concepts and all that. Sometimes I feel like concepts are overdone. They affect the music too much. But one thing that just hit me about Billlie is not only do they have their own sound, but it feels like they're telling you a story through the whole thing. And that's to do with the way the vocal patterns are written. And when she went into this, almost this talking tone right here, it just hit me that I can tell, and I mean, I could be totally ignorant. I don't have the lyrics here, but it just feels like they're telling you a story the whole way, which is pushing their concept and pushing their lore without overdoing it, right? It's a really, really cool thing, and that's something about this 11 part just made me think that. So let's go back a little bit, see if we can find it, and then move on. I think she did it before, but that's okay. It's a cool change. Ooh. It's a very beautiful chord change. Yeah. They definitely have their own sound, and I'm here for it. You guys hear that? The noise? Right here. Left and right, it's this shimmering type of noise effect, and that's what I mentioned. A white noise is just a shush, right? Just a shh, and you can filter up or down, you can tune it, you can add effects to it, which is what they just did there, and it adds this like a sprinkler. It just vibrates in your left and right ear, and that so far both songs have been full of that all on the top, and it's to give it that airiness, to give it that lightness, that shimmer effect, which is really, really cool. I just wish it had more mid-range to give it that really cozy vibe, but because it could do with a little bit more. But yeah, they're definitely going for an effect here. Let's go back and see if you guys can hear that. Are there? Goes away. They bring it back here. Oh, never mind. We're already at the end. Okay, cool. Yeah, so far they definitely have a game plan as far as the sound and vibe that they're going for with this, and it all sounds great to me. In the mastering portion, if they would just turned up those bits just a little bit to give it some warmth in the middle, it would hit even harder. But it's very nice so far. So okay, so we're moving on to the next song, which is called Overlap 1 by 1 or 1-1. Okay, let's check this out. It's going to be science, math, or a tropical vibe. That little horn is cool. Ooh. 11 again. There's that noise again that takes the transition in. Okay, yeah, it's consistent all the way through. So they're going for that airy, shimmery type of top end effect, which is cool. It'll grow on me. Like I said, it's one of those things where it's creative license. Like, this is what they put together to sell their concept, their story, right? To tell their story. So that's the vision that they had, which it'll grow me, because the songs are a vibe. It's just an EQ thing. But yeah, so and again, it feels like they're telling a story again. I really wish I had lyrics. Let's go back a little bit. Really cool harmonies. And when this hits, it's very satisfying. Love that. Ooh. I don't want to pause again. We'll wait till the end. A little halftime. Okay, let's talk about that. That was very, very cool. Honestly, it's a very intense song without trying to be intense. Again, there's something about the way they handle their vocals. I feel like I just got told a whole story in that song, right? Obviously, I don't speak Korean, so I don't know. I didn't really pick up on a bunch of repeating parts, right? And you can definitely hear things in there that are catchy or that you pick up on and you'll definitely sing along with. But the whole time, it just feels like they're driving a story along in a way that doesn't feel forced, right? And also in a very interesting way, in a very un-K-pop way. Like, it's not going for this catchy, hooky chorus, right? Like, they're going for story, and it's really, really cool. I don't know how many times I heard Billlie in there, and 11, right? And it's spread throughout all of their songs, but it never feels like the concept is taking precedent over the music itself, right? It's just a part of the music. It's a part of what the story their songs are telling, which is really, really cool. And yeah, I couldn't pick out one thing in there that was catchy in the sense of repeating, but it was a nice vibe. So, all right, let's move on. This next song is called Moon Palace. It's a really cool, like, glockenspiel. Ooh. Phone effect. There's a lot of interesting dissonance in this. This might be my favorite song. Oof. Okay, we're gonna pause before the second verse. Holy shit. Okay, so there's a lot of interesting things going on here, and a lot of Billlie things going on here. I was trying to figure out in the very beginning, those backup vocals, it's not just a girl singing underneath. I feel like it's a tuned girl underneath, or they're singing in, I can't explain chord structure, right? The different types of chords, but it feels like there's like a dissonant backup vocal that just gives it warmth, and it sounds really cool. Almost makes it sound robotic, and then they kept it going throughout the whole thing. It's really, really cool, and yes, they're sticking with that same processing theme that they have, and I don't know, when I listen to this in my car or anywhere, I'm gonna crank up the mids. That's just personally what I'm gonna do, and it could be as simple as that. Just I'm gonna EQ it myself when I'm listening to it, and I don't normally have to do that, but this is a real vibe, and there's a lot of cool sounds in there, but it's very shimmery, so some of it gets lost, so very interesting though. But yeah, this song might be my favorite on the album. It's sick, and it's very interesting. You guys hear all that reverb on the voices? Whoa. There's like 3 or 4 instruments plus 3 girls, or probably all of them singing at one time, and they're all doing something different. And it's super cool because it doesn't it starts to lose, it starts to get, it's dissonant, which means 2 things that are put together that don't feel like they should go together, even though they do. And this is just chock full of it. Like, listen to every single instrument. Every instrument is doing something different that doesn't sound like it should go together. They're like fighting against each other, and it's cool because it gives this tension in the song, and it makes it feel I guess more powerful, more menacing. But the melodies that they're using and the way they're singing, it still feels light, which is really, the contrast of that is really, really sick. Yeah, I was just like, all of a sudden I was in this chaotic place, but it all fit and worked, and it was just very, very cool. All right, let's go back. It is cool. And that's Billlie. And that's what sets them apart, honestly. Little coin dropping. And a tape recorder stopping. Okay, we're gonna stop here. We have the last song, which is the fan song. Yeah, that song is really, really cool, and I can't think of another group, honestly, that would even attempt that song. Like, it's very deceptive. It feels like a clutter, but it's done on purpose. Like, it's done with intention, and it's done to create that vibe of the story that they're telling in their lore. And again, it doesn't feel like too much. It doesn't feel like they're overselling the concept or the lore, which is really, really interesting. And also, what I really love about Billlie, and this is what I mentioned in Ring Ring, is I'm an alternative rock guy, right? Like, I came from the punk scene to the grunge scene, from 80s new wave, like all of these alternative forms of expression, and they are probably the most alternative form. Them and only one of, I feel like, are probably, at least in the music we've experienced so far, are the most experimental, out of all the groups that we've heard. And yes, I know we've heard groups like Espa and NMIX and all that, but I feel like those are different concepts. Like, this is an alternative thing. Like, those things are done for their own reason and in their own way, but this hits me like real alternative, and that's why I loved Billlie from the start, and it's really, really cool. So, all right, let's check this out. This is another fan song. So the first one was Flower World, and now we have Believe. So let's see what this is about, because it's to us. That noise again? Love it already. Almost has a video game feel. I love it. Okay, we're gonna pause here. I love it. Not that I didn't love Flower World. It was nice. It was a perfect sounding fan song. But what I love about this song is I can imagine when they play this at their concert, like, it's a celebration, right? It's a celebration of them and also of us, right? We're all in this together. We're all part of it. And that's what I'm really loving about it. They're also doing it in their own way. It's really, really cool. Let's go back a little bit. The Dreamland. The strings poke their head out. I can't wait to see a live of them doing this for the fans. I know we're not going to see that for a long time. Nice. Fan chant part, or fan sing-along section. That was really, really nice. I don't know a lot about fan songs. We have heard some from other groups, but I don't know a lot about them to know what's expected or what the typical formula is. But it seems with the ones that I've heard so far, they definitely have a formula and they definitely have a sound. And this is done in Billie's way, which is really, really nice. And yeah, I can imagine that being very uplifting, like at one of their concerts, right? Like on the fan songs, do the groups normally do those at every show? I feel like they would. But okay, so let's talk about the album in general. Solid. They are definitely moving or evolving into that direction where it felt like they were going. my personal thoughts on the mix and the production of the entire record could just be personal preference, right? But they're definitely going for a sound, and it's a very shimmery sound because there's so much going on in the high end of this these mixes. The cool thing is it doesn't get too bright, it doesn't get sparkly, it doesn't pierce, right? But it's in the higher register where those a lot of noise effects, so a lot of air sounds, and where their vocals live with a lot of reverb and not a lot going on in the middle. So they're definitely creating a vibe. I just wish I had seen something visually, and as I was staring at the album cover, I'm trying to picture, okay, it looks like a cool building, like it looks like different stuff. I'm trying to put the two together to understand where the vibe for the production came from. I didn't really get it in the music video either, because it sounds like they're going through maybe a tunnel, or they're in a big room or a big open space, you know, but nothing visually to help me put that together. So either way, it'll it's not going to hurt me listening to it. I'm definitely going to listen to it. This is all playlist. I'm just going to probably play with the EQ myself when I listen to it. But you guys give me your thoughts on it. Really enjoyed this album. Can't wait for the next. And I know they are not touring or doing anything promotion for this because some of them are sick right now. So we're going to wish them well in a speedy recovery, and go out there and stream these songs. So if you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time. Peace.